Hey everyone, it's Asia Dang, and today is going to be a really fun video because today I am reacting to my very first budget video ever. I think I did it in January 2017. Look back at my very first budget video and react to it and see, what I was thinking, maybe if I learned some things looking back at the experience, what I would have done differently. So I think this will be a pretty fun video, but we'll see. It could be terrifying. If you're not already, please like, share, and subscribe, and comment in our comment section, I guess, saying what is one of your favorite videos of mine, and maybe if there's a video that you would like for me to react to. Probably my debt-free video would be the one that would make more sense, but we're doing this one because I think it'd be fun. Oh, yep, okay, maybe it was 2018, hold on. Oh, here we are, my bi-monthly budget for January 2018. How to budget your money, Asia Dang. Oh my God, wow, 154,000 views. My videos don't hit like that anymore. This video is my very first bi-monthly budget for 2018, January 2018. I cannot believe I used to upload budget videos twice a month. Ever since I shared my student loan debt video, I've been inspired to continue to share my financial journey and show you how to budget your money. It's been 5 years. I've been debt-free for 3 years, but I had a goal of paying off all my debt in 8 years. That's crazy. Hey everyone, I'm Asia Dang, and thank you so much for joining me on my channel. Today is a very big day. I look the same, right? Because it is my very first I still look budget video. Late 20s. And it's in fact my very first budget of life. I do want to say thank you to those of you who were very supportive about my student loan debt video. It was inspiring to hear your stories of how you were able to pay off all your debt, and then it also felt really comforting to know that I was not alone and there were a lot of you who were in a similar situation. So you guys did mention that you might want to see a budget video, so this is that. At that time, 5 years ago, there weren't people like me. There weren't women on social media, young women of color talking about finances. But now personal finance on social media has absolutely exploded, and I would like to think that I actually had something to do with that because I'm the first person on social media to actually share their journey about being in debt. So I think that is really cool, and I think this one video kind of catapulted not only me, but a whole group of female or people of color sharing financial tips on social media. So I think that is really effing cool. December 29th, aka the first half of January, I got paid $5,600. Okay. Before any of that gets allocated to expenses, I need to first put 15% aside for taxes, and that's how we know we're in a different tax bracket now, because your girl is now saving 30% off of every paycheck for taxes. I have 2 bank accounts that I always contribute 3% of whatever income I make to those accounts. My first account is my doggy account. You guys know 3%. That Luke has had some major health issues last year, so we spent a lot of money and a lot of time in and out of the ER. And then the second account is my equipment account. I am a YouTuber. I take pictures. I have to post on Instagram. So if I need to update my equipment, or if I want to update my equipment, I want to make sure that I have the funds to do so. So 3% of $5,600 goes into equipment as well. I feel like this might have been the beginnings of what we now call a sinking fund. 0.03% is very specific. I don't know where that money came from, but I think what I would do now is build a sinking fund with an end goal. I don't think my dog or equipment savings, whatever this is, had any end goal, which makes saving really, really difficult when you don't have an end to kind of guide yourself towards. So instead of saving 0.03% of my income for something like equipment, I would have instead, what I would do today is build a sinking fund, put an end goal of, I don't know, if I need a new camera, like $2,000, build a sinking fund for equipment for $2,000 and then save into that. That's like one way of saving for money, I guess, but it's not the way I would do that anymore. And again, we're no longer saving for dogs outside of their dog insurance, which is a sinking fund that has an end goal of, I think, $3,600 for this year, but they do have an emergency fund, which is part of my emergency fund that's all in a high yield savings account. So that leaves me with $4,424, and I also had at the end of December a leftover of about $4,000, so I'm gonna clump that in, so I have $8,442 left to spend for the first half of January. Now, that's pretty good.
Damn, Asia, that's a lot, and it is, but you'll see it goes by pretty quickly.
It does.
We're going to start with the monthly reoccurring expenses for the first half of the month. These are just expenses that I know for sure, the amount and the day and the time that I need to pay these.
So we call these necessities now.
Of course, first of the month is rent, $1,100. The second
$1,100 in rent sounds so good.
recurring expense is my car. I'm gonna leave that blank because whatever I have left over for the month, I'm going to add that money into my car payment. I think I can pay off my car by May,
Okay.
so that is the goal.
My debts at this point were a small credit card, which I may have paid off before this video, I'm not sure. My Fiat, which I have recently sold, it makes me very sad, but it was time. And I think on my car, I had $7,000 left. And then I had my undergraduate AES Success student loan for $30,000, and then I had my NELNet student loan for $150,000. So those were the debts that I had going into this budget. And I mentioned I wanted to pay off my car, what did I say, by May, but I'm pretty sure I might have paid off my car by March.
Squarespace, I have my website, asiadang.com. That is $20 a month on the 10th. I have my Chase fee, since I do have 5 bank accounts with Chase.
No. Why did I have five bank accounts with Chase? Now I have most of my accounts with Ally. I still have Chase as my main bank. Chase is where all of my paychecks go into, and then immediately, while I do my paycheck routine budget, I'll put that in the cards as well. I put my savings money into Ally because you can open up your free accounts with Ally. They're not unlimited, but you can open like 10 accounts for free. I keep Chase because everything is connected to Chase, but honestly, immediately once I get paid, that money goes out of Chase. I cannot believe I was paying a fee. Don't pay bank fees. Do not pay bank fees, sis. If you're paying a bank fee, chances are you can change banks to an online bank and get it for free. Ally, please sponsor me. I feel like I talk about you in almost all of my videos now. Ally sponsor.
Next, AES Success and NELNet, both on the 15th. $300 and $200 respectively. Once I pay off my car, I'll be able to just throw in all my funds first to AES Success, pay that off, and then go to the kicker, which is NELNet. And what I'm doing to pay off my debt is I'm paying off the debt with the smallest amount of principal on it, which is my car. And then once that's paid off, I'm moving on to the next smallest, and then the next one, which is the juicy. That is how I'm attacking my debt.
So that is called the snowball method. I have a whole video about snowball method versus avalanche method. I'll put that in the cards. But for me, I just it made more sense to me looking at the numbers. Okay, I need to attack, my smallest debt first. It just made sense to me. And, I think I'm proof that it worked really well.
My debt, some people attack it based on interest rate.
Oh, there we go.
For me, I just want to, start making wins, accomplishing or getting rid of one debt, I think would make me feel really good and really confident. Other January expenses, these are one-time expenses for the month. I am planning to launch merchandise. I've talked about this many times. You guys know this. This month is the month where a lot of money is being spent here. Merchandise, I set aside $1,500 to pay for merchandise.
So
apparently that's already too little. So I may be going over that by 500.
Okay.
I do have a little left over in my budget in case that happens. Photographer is going to be 500. I already set that down, and then the studio space is 200.
So I think this merch was Support Your Girls merch, because that was the first merch I did. And I ended up shooting at a friend's house, and then I also ended up shooting at the Women's March as well. So I saved on the studio for sure. And I no longer do merch anymore, just because I feel like environmentally it was wasteful, so we don't do that anymore.
With my monthly reoccurring expenses and my January expenses, I am already down to $4,500, so see how quickly that goes down. Next, beauty expenses. And you might think that this is something that I could afford to not have to do, but you are wrong, because
$0.
this is my moneymaker, people. Okay. Chiropractor, I have a really bad back, so that is important. I set aside $50 for that. European Wax Center, $40. I do that every single month. Dentist. Going to the dentist this month, and that is $125. I hate the dentist, so hopefully I don't have to see him again for a while.
Not bad.
I am going to get my hair cut. That's $40. It is going to be my 31st birthday at the end of the month.
That's not bad either.
Still need to look fresh. And then miscellaneous, so I don't know what I would spend it on, but just in case I need to go someplace or do something.
But this reminds me that when I first did these budgets, you guys were so mad at me for keeping my facials in my budget. All I have to say is this. The one thing that I learned about building a budget while in debt is it is your money. Like, as long as you can afford it and you're willing to sacrifice other things, if you want to spend money on I'd even have lashes in that. So I guess I didn't do my lashes yet. Even though some people consider it a luxury, if you consider it a necessity, put it in your budget. Just make sure you can afford it. The worst thing to do while you're in debt and building a budget is to try to cut everything like that makes you happy out of your budget, because one, you're going to fail, because you're not going to experience any type of fun while you're getting out of debt, and that's like just the worst possible thing. And then two, you just start building yourself a realistic budget. Like, that's okay. But again, it's important to acknowledge that facials or whatever I was spending my money on that month or in the first half of the month, they're not necessities, really, but they might be necessities for you. So if you're in debt and you want to pay for nails for the month, and you can't necessarily afford it, what are you willing to sacrifice from your budget to be able to afford $40 nails? What are you willing to sacrifice in order to make those necessities fit into your budget?
So that brings us to $4,224, and now it's
Haircut
down
for
to
40
the
is actually
everyday
not bad.
expense. Guys, this is where, if you have any advice as to where I can save money or how I can better figure out my budget specifically for groceries, because that's, I think, where we spend most of our money. Please let me know.
We still spend our money
Yes,
there.
$40. I have a Fiat. Filling up is $20. I doubt I will spend $40 in 2 weeks on gas. Laundry, we have a laundry unit in our...
Okay, so I must have been way more social then than I am now, because there is no way I'm spending $60 on parking or $100 on Lyft. Absolutely not.
Car wash, $10. We have a garage that is literally under a freeway.
Yeah.
So our cars get dirty really quickly. I found a place on the street that does a $5 car wash. So I don't wash my car every week, but I set $10 aside for that. Dogs, I already know I'm gonna go up because I forgot we have to take him to the vet. But I set aside $200 for dogs. So that would include, for the first half of this month, basically just food, because we already got them groomed for Christmas. So yeah, that's it. Next, the second half of this month is going to be kind of a doozy, because we are going to go out of town for a little bit. So we'll have to set aside money for boarding, which is like absurdly expensive. But for now, $200 is gonna work. Dining out, $200, and then the groceries I put aside for $400. I think
That's
I could
about
really
right.
cut.
I was pretty realistic about my dining expenses, even back in the day. And it's still kind of the same. Actually, the fact that I don't spend drastically more money now than I did then actually makes me feel pretty proud of myself.
Okay, so that brings us to a total of $3,044 left over from where we began at 8,000.
Oh my God, look at baby sinking fund. Look at how cute this chart is. Oh my God.
I feel like I can pay $1,000 for the first half of the month for my car.
Okay.
And if I hopefully have leftover money for the next half, I can add another 1,000, which I think will definitely help me paying off my loans. And then that leaves me about $2,000 in my bank account just in case emergencies happen or
just doesn't get paid.
I just don't get paid. That is my budget. And then I also pulled out cash.
Oh my God, the envelope
dogs,
system.
dining out, groceries, entertainment, gas, and then haircut, all of my beauty stuff. So this is what I will be carrying around. I may find a more sophisticated way of carrying my cash besides the envelope system, but this has worked so far.
God.
And this just makes sure that I definitely don't go over budget,
Yes.
or at least try to. This is my first month actually going at it, so we shall see.
Okay, so we don't do a cash envelope system. That didn't last very long. I'm gonna put my video about the 5 different budgeting techniques up in the cards so you can learn more about this. But the good thing about the cash envelope system is it really prevents you from going over your budget. So if you are new to budgeting and you are notorious for overspending, I would suggest taking out cash and using the cash envelope system. However, I didn't like it very much. It was really hard for me to carry around cash, like physically, I didn't like it. And then also now, current day, it's much harder to pay for places in LA with just cash. A lot of places are card only. Applause to baby Asia for thinking that that would work.
Anyways, that's it for this budget video. I don't know. I think I did it right, but you guys let me know. Anyways,
You did
that's
okay,
it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you have any
Cute.
advice.
Aw, baby Asia. This is the first time I've seen a YouTuber or anyone sharing their budget with real numbers. I don't think anyone else I follow on YouTube would have the balls to be open about their finances. It's so funny to see that because now everyone does it. Actually, I do think that I might be the only one still that shares real numbers in terms of budget. Everyone always likes to share their real numbers in terms of investments and success, but I think I'm still the only one that shares real numbers for budget, but that was fun. By the way, that little DIY budget is the reason why I built the master plan budget planner, so I don't have to do that anymore. I think that was a really good first budget. Obviously, I mentioned the things that I learned from that experience or the things I would have done differently, but I think all in all, that was actually a pretty solid budget. And again, apparently I threw more than $1,000 at my car because I was able to pay it off in 2 months. So that was just the start of things, and I'm so glad that I watched it. That was so nice. Since it's been, 2 years, maybe 3 years since I became debt-free, I kind of forget how difficult it is to just, actually, you know what? It's the same. But here's the thing is, even though I'm I don't have any debts now, the money that I would have thrown at my debt now goes towards investments. So it's still relatively the same budget. My budget now is a little bit more sophisticated in a way, but I think that was a really good first budget. Yay, baby Asia, that was fantastic. Oh, that makes me so happy. Anyways, I'm Asia Dang. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next video. Okay, bye.